First of all, I'm sorry, I just woke up. So, yeah. Hello, Edoardo Cominaccia from the Ivory Tower. Ivory Tower, yeah. I'm sorry. As I said, I just woke up and it's been one of those, late evening naps. Just it's like 8 p.m. and I just woke up, so I'm feeling like I hate the whole world. So please bear with me. I'm sorry for also my fucking hair. Anyway, Venus in Libra. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, Venus in Libra, and I'm also very fucking hot. Wait a second. Yeah, let's get some air in here. Okay. Let's also cover the microphone. So hopefully you don't hear the noise. Yeah, the nose, the runny nose too. This is more like a cabaret than a video. Yeah, a little insight into Eduardo's life. Anyway, so hey, long time no see. So I managed to squeeze in an election for Venus in Libra, and so I made Venus in Libra Talismans. The election is pretty awesome. And what does Agrippa say about Venus? So according to Agrippa, Venus Talisman is for favor and benevolence, I'm quoting directly, to get the love of women and to make men pleasant, jocund, strong, cheerful, and to obtain beauty. And of course, as Picatrix says, Picatrix has a long list of things for which Venus is known, which is basically the goddess of love, of beauty, cleanliness, lying with men and women, carnal copulation with them, attraction, a lover of wine, of the arts, of gold, mistress of gold, it calls her. So basically Venus, also Hellenistically speaking, in the Thema Mundi, Venus is associated to her joy is the 5th house, which would be the house associated to, so if Cancer is the first, the fixed is Scorpio. I guess so, because Pisces is the 9th. Yeah, should be Scorpio. Anyway, yeah, Venus basically has the 5th house as far as planetary joys go, and that's of course pretty self-explanatory. The 5th house is associated to sex and children, and basically we got the 11th house, which is the house where Jupiter has its joy, which is the house of basically all good things, but in an external kind of way. Whereas Venus, being the minor benefic and not the major benefic, kind of has all the good things, rules all the good things, but rules all the good things which are not kind of external, but they are more kind of physical. Jupiter is also associated to spirituality, help from the external world, realizing yourself in society. I'm sorry. My dignity, where did it go? Anyway, so basically Venus, being the minor benefic, is the planet you want to go to if you're looking for anything that is benefic and which is associated to the physical plane. What do I mean? Wait a second. That basically everything that is material, like sex and procreation, happiness, serenity, food, the arts. Maybe the arts, it's both Venus and Jupiter, because arts also have something to do with the external world and society at large. But anyway, we got like in oh, damn it, what's the English word? Like in not in the Thema Mundi, but in a chart, an astrological chart. We got the lower half and then the higher half. The lower half, the houses of the lower half, are kind of the houses of us, and they are more individualistic, whereas they are more introverted and more individualistic in that they refer to our life as individuals. And starting the 7th house, yeah, here, and then all the way up in the natal chart, all, you know, all the houses which are basically extroverted are the houses which are from the 7th to the 11th, sorry, to the 12th. And they basically deal with the life of the individual in society. So they're kind of public. They are more spiritual. And there's also parallelisms between the sun and the moon, because the sun is more yang. It represents basically the basic foundational yang and an active masculine principle, and the moon represents the passive feminine yin principle. And so in a way also sect has to do with this. You know, the sun is visible in the upper part of the chart, and indeed that is how you tell if a chart is a day chart or a night chart, and if the sect that is ruling is the sect of the sun or the night sect, the sect of the moon. And Venus is associated to the moon as a sect, Jupiter to the sun. So in a way, it's kind of like the sun is, and his sect, they are all associated to the more external spiritual individuating in society kind of forces, whereas the sect of the moon, where Venus is located, they're more associated to the individual and their needs. And all the houses which go, you know, above the horizon from the 7th to the 12th, they're more concerned with the individual in society at large. The 7th is the first house of the interaction of the individual with something else. It's the most, you know, the more general, so to speak. Symbolically, the one which is apparent the most, where this symbolic signification is apparent the most, because the 7th is the other. The first house is the most symbolic for the night chart, so to speak, because it's symbolic of you. The 7th is the other, so you with others. So with the 7th, we start with the houses above the horizon. Sorry, the 7th. Okay, like this. The 7th is here. The video is inverted, so my brain kind of like, you know. So basically, this tells you a lot about Venus and Jupiter and what you can expect from Venus and Jupiter. And the boons that you can expect from Venus have a lot to do with physical and personal satisfaction. The boons that Jupiter, on the contrary, gives, they have more to do with your place in society, receiving help from the external world, like from society, from people which are benefic, and from society which are external from you. That's why Jupiter has its joy in the 11th house, which is the house of friends, groups, basically hopes and wishes, basically external help from benefic people, more or less. Okay, sorry. So basically, this tells you a lot about Venus. And this tells you a lot about what Venus can do for you as a talisman when you have a talisman of Venus. So basically, what do talismans of Venus do? Also, I'm sorry if I'm like this, but I find it best to raise the signal to noise ratio if I lean in on the microphone. But anyway, so a Venus talisman can give you a lot of things, but of course, as I said in this video, you have to be careful about the kind of things that you think you will receive, because you know, Venus and Jupiter, they're both benefics, so you're gonna get grace and favor from people anyway. You know, 5th or 11th Venus or Jupiter, you're gonna get favor from people, but Venus will do it more like more in a kind of a indirect way, because Jupiter will influence people and make people come to you out of nowhere, like help coming out of nowhere, and you get the person that has the right connection, gives you the right job, tells you the right thing at the right time, at the right moment, provides you with the right opportunity at the right time to develop yourself in society. It's also great for spirituality and understanding your place in the world at large. Whereas Venus, it does the same, but it does it in a more kind of like in an indirect way, and more in a in an individualistic way. Because when you get a Venus talisman, and I started to feel this in the first minutes that I had this Venus talisman, I decided to remove all my talismans and just use my own talisman, which is this, which I'm wearing right now. It's another 16 millimeter lapis lazuli bead, and I'm only wearing this right now. And what I noticed, since I had to wake up really early and I had to wake up really early to make these talismans, and I had to basically do it with like 3 hours, having slept like 3 hours or something. And then I went back to bed with the talisman under my pillow. So I wanted to test the talisman without anything else. So I removed all my other talismans, and I'm currently wearing none but this. And why am I telling you that it's going to give you all of this, but in an indirect way? Because you can feel how a Venus talisman is working. And it's certainly exactly what I felt when I got back into bed to get, you know, some hours of sleep with the talisman. I noticed that I couldn't sleep because I was too excited. However, I started to feel really happy, serene, like accepting of whatever is, and subtly excited, not sexually, not you know, with something like tachycardia or anxiousness. No anxiety whatsoever. I started to feel kind of like Okay, so basically I felt like I was okay with reality, with creation. And I felt like this kind of excitement, like uh kind of like there's nothing wrong. It's fine. You can participate in the world, and it's good. It's it's pleasurable. You can interact with the world, and it's pleasurable. It's good. It's fine. Um, if you have any kinds of resistances, if you did any bad deeds in the past, it's fine. Just in your heart, be be forgiving. Ask for forgiveness. It's fine. You are in creation. You have your own place. Just because you exist, you have your own place, and you have every single right of existing just as everybody else. And of course, the spirit of the talisman probably acted on my memories and my knowledge of family constellations, because I found myself basically inside a meditation where, excuse me a second, where I was basically asking for forgiveness to everybody that I maybe offended in the past. And I accepted all my ancestors. I imagined having all my ancestors behind my back, supporting me and accepting them, respecting them in a deep, visceral kind of way, accepting my body, accepting all the, little things that my body doesn't have right, not in a self-image kind of way. I'm past that, thankfully. uh I also did some work on my body to go after that, but in a way, like kind of like, those little aches and maybe, the, the little ache at your knee or your back or whatever, your shoulder, or I don't know, your neck, stuff like this. And then I found myself imagining telling them, it's fine, it's okay, I love you. You are part of my body. Thank you for what you do. I see you, I recognize you. It's fine, it's okay. And I can be fine, I can be okay. I can be in the world, I can be happy, I can be, it's fine, just relax. It's fine, you can be happy, you can be serene, you can just relax. I just found myself in this beautiful kind of, they weren't words, it was more sensations coming from the heart, coming from my stomach. Kind of like, yeah, it was okay. It's okay. It's so fine. Um, Everything that happened, happened. It's fine. What now? All right. From now on, what do you want to do? Let's move on. Let's go. From now on, let's start again with more energy than before. Having processed all the emotions from before, living trauma in the past. Of course, it's not so simple, but the sensation was like that. And I was talking with my friend, and we were confronting like experiences with Venus talismans. And yeah, she told me, yeah, exactly, it's like an anxiolytic. And yeah, it is. It really helps. Oh, by the way, while I was in bed, I also noticed that since I also do Neidan, Neigong, and recently I acquired some exercises which are were taught to me by my school and by my teacher, and those exercises are really good, and I'm starting to accumulate some chi in a solid way, and I can feel the buzzing in my in my dantian and in my arms, and even the other day I started to feel it in my legs and in the soles of my feet. Every time I basically lie down, or every time I'm sitting and I'm super relaxed, I start to feel it, and it's becoming something that I'm feeling more and more every day. This bzzz running through my whole system. And I realized while I was trying to sleep in bed, I realized that this feeling of subtle ecstasy, of serenity, of peacefulness, of happiness, of being content with what it is and who you are, really relaxed me and really helped me. It really helped in bringing out this chi sensation flowing in my body, which is really, it's something that you can feel, I guess, sometimes. If you don't cultivate, you can feel it sometimes when you are really relaxed, and maybe you also, you know, did some physical training, maybe, so you can feel the blood pumping through your whole body. And that is if you don't cultivate. It's a very specific sensation. It's kind of like you are full of vapor, and it's kind of warm but kind of cold, and it's kind of like having clouds and being full of air on the inside. It's weird. It's chi. And I'm still grasping the feelings, and if it is really chi, but according to what people say, and my master says, it walks like chi, it looks like chi, it talks like chi, it's probably chi. And I'm happy because it's been years of preparation. Anyway, back on topic, this Venus talisman really, really relaxed me and helped me feel this sensation in a very freaking clear way. So I was surprised. I looked for an astrological talisman for chi cultivation for quite a long time. I always thought it would be the sun. The sun, life force, energy. Never quite confirmed that. And, when I was in bed with this Venus talisman under my pillow and starting to feel, really I started to feel it while I was carving the talisman here in this desk, during the rituals of fumigation and everything. And this got stronger and stronger and more intense when I got in bed. Sorry. And it dawned on me, Venus, wow, it's basically an anxiolytic. It relaxes you. It helps you a lot with cultivation. Yeah, all right, fine. It really helps you with this, and it was a surprise. I wouldn't have thought. Like, it was a very pleasant surprise. It really gives you this subtle excitement, kind of like when you eat a lot of very dark chocolate. Have you ever felt, or maybe did you ever participate in a cacao ceremony? I never did. I do my own cacao ceremonies by eating a lot of chocolate, really extra dark chocolate, like 80-90% dark chocolate, and even eating half a bar of chocolate, which is basically like 50 grams. You can have a very strong effect. The theobromine will go, in your blood, and all the other chemically active principles will go into your bloodstream and you will feel it. And it's kind of like that. Cacao also has a little bit of caffeine. So it's kind of like a mild high. It's not neurotic like, coffee or tea. By the way, if you combine those with chocolate, it's incredible. It's very good. But chocolate alone, as a standalone supplement, as a standalone nootropic, so to speak, has this very subtle and sensual kind of excitement, which doesn't give you tachycardia, doesn't give you anxiety. It relaxes you, and it also stimulates you, like in connecting with the whole world. You want to feel the whole world. You want to open up to the whole world. You feel content with the whole world. And indeed, chocolate has been confirmed as having a rather strong effect on dopamine, serotonin, etc., etc., all the neurochemicals related to mood. And you can really feel it. And a Venus talisman, let me tell you, it's very much like that, which was a very pleasant surprise. I also had other Venus talismans in the past, but I got used to them. So every time I do a new talisman, it's always a great opportunity to renew the feelings that you get, the knowledge that you get, and the whole physical sensations, influences on temperament. It's always really fun as an experiment. So yeah, very excited about these Venus talismans. Let me show you. I don't know if you can see them. Yes, you can. There's just one lapis lazuli bead, and then it's also I also have 30 by 30 millimeters. They're really, really small, because I got complaints, this is it's like 2 fingers width. I got complaints about the dimensions of the bigger ones, 50 by 50, which were like 5 centimeters by 5. And people couldn't put them, in the wallet, or maybe they were too big to be put in the pockets. So I managed to find these plates, which are pretty good. You can still carve on them pretty easily, and they're very portable, and they work. So yeah, I got them available as of the 15th of September 2024. I don't know if they will be still available when you will watch this video, but anyway, that's it. So yeah, pretty interesting talisman. Its effects were felt basically as soon as I finished making those talismans. And yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about, in general, the effects of a Venus talisman as related to the, the night sect, the 5th house, and the individual's needs and pleasures, and, as compared to Jupiter. So basically, Venus, as compared to Jupiter, is more like good food, good sex, pleasure from beautiful things, the happiness and serenity that you get from spending money and enjoying life. So again, good food, sushi, sweets, eating good things, listening to good music, looking at a spectacle, a movie, snuggling in with your partner, having a lot of sex with people who are not your partners, going out, friends, parties, social situations, and stuff like that. And again, social situations, it's more of a Jupiter thing if you look at it in a superficial way, but Venus gives you social situations so that you can have pleasure and derive pleasure from it, from those situations. Whereas Jupiter, it's more sublimated, it's more spiritual, in the sense that it's social situations which maybe promote your standing in society. There are more social situations like, you know, philanthropic people, well, generation of wealth, etc. Venus is more base. Venus is more body based. Earth. Okay. And then of course, sorry, they're calling me. Yeah. Wait a second. Oops, sorry. I was muted. So as I was saying, Venus is more like the corporeal aspects of pleasure, and Venus is more like the benefic, non-corporeal aspects. Yeah, yeah. So Jupiter is more like the non-corporeal kind of benefits. So Venus is more like the benefic of, it's more a down-to-earth kind of benefic. Jupiter is more up in the sky kind of benefic. Wait a second. Okay, sorry. Just the sneezing doesn't stop. Anyway, yeah, so basically you can expect to be happier, more serene. Again, the keywords are all the same in this video, yes. You can expect to... Oh, also this has an effect on others. That is what I meant when I said that it has an indirect effect on others. So if you feel like the world is fine, you're fine, you also feel this kind of feminine, how can I say, it's kind of like a feminine presence within you, which develops your feminine and your diplomacy, your loving nature, your diplomatic nature, your harmonious nature. And so it's something that people can perceive. I'm not saying that it doesn't influence people around you. It does. There are some things that happen when you have a Venus talisman which have a much lower chance of happening when you don't have a Venus talisman. Stuff like people of the opposite sex and even of the same sex, which find you more attractive. People generally treating you better, trusting you more, you trusting people more. People inviting you to go out, people, you know, giving you random gifts and stuff like that. There was one time when I just made a Venus talisman. One of the, maybe, I don't recall, not really one of the first that I made. Maybe it was the first Venus in, no, probably a Venus in Taurus, one of, like, either the second or the third batch that I ever did of Venus in Taurus talismans. I hung out and people never stopped giving me gifts. Like, a friend of mine took a beer, you know, sipped the beer, and then didn't want it anymore, and he gave it to me, so I got a free beer. Another friend of mine offered me to drink some of her beer, just like that, just to share, all in the same night. And then friends of friends were eating a white chocolate, some white chocolate, some rose flavored white chocolate. And they didn't like it and they gifted it to me. How much more Venus than that can you get? The rose, the sweetness, the fat, the whiteness, the gift. So it was a very, very fucking Venusian gift. All in the same night. And then what else? Something else also happened. Probably a friend of mine which offered me, oh yeah, they offered me alcohol, like drinks. Of course, it was a night out with friends, so stuff like that. You drink, you party, etc. But that night, I received a lot of gifts from people, and I really enjoyed that night because you also become more of a Venusian person. So you are also providing your energy to others, so to speak. So if you behave well and have this beautiful, calm, harmonious kind of energy, other people feel it, other people benefit from it, and other people like it. So you're also providing value, as it were. And that is why, indirectly, it also promotes your social standing. And then, yeah, it's a lot about enjoying life. And so don't expect to get on a budget or not spend money. If you have a Venus talisman, you're gonna spend money and you're gonna like it, and it's gonna be beautiful. Yeah, so very nice batch. I really like this batch already. It's been a few hours, like 10 hours of new testing, talisman testing, and I'm really liking the effects so far. This is a very nice batch. I'm sad that sadly the trine to Jupiter, I couldn't quite catch it, but hey, it's astrological magic. You can never have the perfect election. There are situations like that. You just can't avoid them. I'm like, there's like 3 minutes of separation of Venus from Jupiter. It's just so little. In my location, Venus was rising when she was already separating from Jupiter. What can I do? That's just how things were. I can't do anything. But thankfully, the moon trines Jupiter and then Venus. So it's not an encirclement between benefics, but it's kind of like there's a good thing on the horizon, and then you can see the next beautiful, incredible thing just around that. So it's basically, oh wow, beautiful thing happening right now, beautiful, even more beautiful thing happening in the future after that. So it's very, very, very freaking cool. What else about the election? Yeah, we have an eclipse in 3 days. However, the sun is more than 12 degrees away from the nodes, and the moon is very fucking away from the nodes as well. So basically, there is no harm whatsoever. The moon is also like 2 signs away from the node, from the north node. So it's fine. You're safe. Again, everybody from the tradition, if I recall correctly, especially the Arabic astrologers, and thank you, Brandon, for making the research on this. Said that you need to have the sun and the moon at least 12 degrees away, at least 10, if you can, even 12. Or maybe it was at least 12, and if you can 15, I don't recall. Sorry. Eduardo, you should prepare your videos. It's fine. I like the flying, doing things on the fly. Courtesy also of my Venus talisman that I'm wearing, probably. So this is also why I'm feeling so in harmony with you, and I'm kind of laid back. But anyway, yeah, as far as eclipses go, this is completely safe. If I die in the next few days, I'll let you know. So what else? The malefics are tucked away, and oh yeah, both the moon is trining Jupiter, but both the moon and Jupiter are trining the ascendant, and this means they are sextiling the descendant. So they're aspecting positively the ascendant-descendant axis, and that is a very fucking beautiful bonus. Not to mention that the moon is pretty fast. It's above 14 degrees. It's 14, let me see, 1426, if I recall correctly. Let me see. 1426, yes. That's pretty fast. That's pretty fucking fast. And the moon is also bonified by the trine to Jupiter, and then to Venus 3 minutes after that. It's basically a grand trine, almost. I'm sad that this is technically not an encirclement of the benefics, like the moon encircled, and the moon is also not translating light because it's not separating from Jupiter and applying to Venus. That would have been even better, but it's pretty fucking good. Don't worry, it's pretty fucking good. A trine to Jupiter by the moon, a trine of Jupiter to the ascendant, and the moon trining the ascendant too. I mean, what else do you want? Like the incredible election with all incredibly rare things. I mean, it's a fucking trine of the moon to Jupiter. That's incredible. It's Jupiter trining the ascendant. The moon trines the ascendant too. Jupiter and the moon are sextiling the descendant. Venus is rising in Libra. The south node, which is in Libra, is away into the 12th house. It's Venus hour too. It's 3 degrees away from the ascendant, granted, yes. However, it's a 3 fucking degree conjunction to the ascendant. Venus is rising. Make no mistake, Venus is rising. If you had Mars or Saturn 3 degrees away from the ascendant, would you make that talisman? No, because it's active as fuck, sorry. And it would be fucked too, of course. Yeah. So it's pretty fucking active, and I can feel the effects. And I mean, I of course I don't have to convince you. You have to try them. Buy my talismans. Buy my talismans, yes. No, seriously, but you know, even if you did your own, or if you bought my talismans, or if you bought the talismans of any other practitioner, if they are well made, you know that they fucking work. They influence you temperamentally, and I got people at the door. I have to go. If you want to buy my talismans, check the links below. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for being with me. Venus Libra talismans. Contact me to arrange for payment, shipping, to have info on talismans. You can check the new Instagram account in the links below to see my shop and see what is available. And yeah, thank you for being with me. I'll see you next time.